Welcome back to the Hodgepodge channel. Today we're diving into the history and the background of Airwaves, the communication specialists from Cops and Crooks, or simply Cops is what I call them. Covering his origin in the cartoon, toy lines, comics, and some trivia. Let's jump in. To understand Airwave, we first need to set the stage. The Cops animated TV show in 1988 was based on Hasbro's toy lines, Cops and Crooks. COPS stood for the Central Organization of Police Specialists, a futuristic police task force fighting crime in Empire City. The show ran for 65 episodes in syndication from 1988 and only lasted 1 year. Later, reruns aired under the Cyber Cops to avoid confusion with the realized cops. You know, what you gonna do when they come for you. There's also a tie-in comic published in DC that only had 15 issues and the original toy line designed by Bart Sears. So within that setting is Airwaves. All right, so we're going to take a look at Airwaves here. Airwaves is a very cool Cops and Robbers, not Cops and Robbers, Cops and Crooks. This is where the cap, for those of you all that are just watching this going, what in the world? So, tall 6-inch, we got a G.I. Joe, 3 3/4 inch. These are full. These have got the G.I. Joe O-ring, plus the G.I. Joe vintage articulation for it, which is good. So, lots of accessories came with these guys. So, he comes with a helmet. Let's take a look at his helmet. Look at the amount of scopes and scans and radars and everything, fighting crime in a futuristic time. Not a lot of detail going to come on these things. Paint and, sketched out wise. I mean, it's just a plastic helmet that'll, but how good? Mouthpiece to talk. Very good. I am missing his cell phone. He has a cell phone that's that 80s cell phone. Does come with blue, the blue blaster pew, 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 that comes there. And then this is what really everybody is coming to look for. We're going to put that aside and let's just take a look. So got the flat top, looks like a G.I. Joe character. Another cool thing is that when they do the file cards on these, it's honestly like a it's like a G.I. Joe file card. It's just a big boy G.I. Joe for him. So he's got a badge, which is cool. Got his long Under Armour. Does have an accessory belt that goes around with a walkie-talkie. Does go all the way around. Got some ammo pouches on his belt. Does have a cool, like, Dick Tracy watch-ish kind of a thing there. Has his holder for the gun that will go right there as such. The boots, little gray boots. Got white pants. Got some more communication devices, little knickknacks and everything else. Does have that 80s rat tail in the back. How cool is that? You got to have a rat tail. And then that's the figure. So a pretty plain Jane figure, but when we get to this, so for anybody that doesn't have this, and it's kind of, if you've had Orko in the past, it's, you pull and put the ripcord in, it'll go all the way in. It also will get set, and the caps would go in here to pop them off, but this will pull. And I'm scared to death to really do it, but let's just see. And so what the reasoning for this is because it hooks onto his back. This is not a jetpack. It's just essentially a fun, like, helicopter or self-propelled. What playability? Cops and Crooks have some of the best playability that does come off. It is a fantastic toy, a fantastic figure, and one you might not know about. So here he is. It's Airwaves from Cops and Crooks. Going a little vintage on this one today. Hope you all enjoyed this. Back to some more history, which is kind of a shorter one, but let's get back into it. He gone. Airwaves is Team's communications officer. His backstory from the fandom site says that he's held back an extra year in 6th grade because he was already a whiz kid at repairing computers. In the Facts for Kids summary, he is given the name Roger Airwaves Wilco, a police officer from the LAPD specializing in communications. So Airwave is the tech communications specialist handling information, relays, possibly hacking, and signals, and he's got a cool helicopter on his back. He appears as part of the Cops roster listed among the Cops officers. In the episode summary, like most shows' main articles, there is a mention in episode 65. The Crooks make themselves invisible. The episode features Mace being highly annoyed by Airwave and his constant babbling. Airwave is the newest member of the cops who served as a team as a communications expert. This struggles his character often provided exposure, communication, support, and good for the bad guys. Hopefully something coming from those four here soon. I wasn't able to locate a definitive or credited voice actor for Airwave, and honestly, I don't even remember him being in it, and I don't remember him being in that comic book. It's one of those things you just don't know if it's there. Now, this is important. Airwave from Cops is not the same in the comics or Airwave in Cops, but the name overlapping is interesting. Let's briefly go over it. So Airwaves originally made his debut in Detective Comics number 60 in 1942. So Airwaves, it depends on space and everything else. One of the things that is interesting is that the original Larry's version of this DC character based is less superpowery and more gadget based. Kind of think of Inspector Gadget. I don't know. I kind of like these things. I like diving back into the 80s toys. What do you all think about Cops and Crooks? Me personally, I know they're getting a redo, but what isn't? I think they're one of the most undervalued toys of the 80s. Leave it to me in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, peace out, home skillets.